Secret Handshake Productions presents Mordred, an original audio drama based on the Arthurian legend. Chapter 2, Dark Times Ahead.
Arthur, are you certain this is as you say it is? If Morgan Le Fay truly is somehow communicating with you, why would you trust anything she says?
I saw the boy. I know it was him. It had to be real. She could never conjure something like that.
You conceived a child with a woman in Orkney. How long ago did this happen?
14 years ago this past May Day.
You remember it well.
I'll never forget.
With whom?
A woman I once knew.
Do I know her?
No, this was a long while ago. I was a different man. She, Morgan, and I grew entangled.
Entangled? How?
Complicated matters plagued the kingdom in those days. Much of it concerned relations with Orkney at the time, and the invasion that inevitably followed.
That was long before my time. I'm not entirely familiar.
That's why I'm certain this is real. Morgan Le Fay has returned.
Even so, how does the boy relate to this?
That piece is most alarming to me. I don't know. She told me the clouds that lower upon my doom were being formed. Then she showed me the boy.
Arthur, I was not yet your queen when these things happened. The affair is your own. You needn't tell me more than you must. But 14 years? How have you not been privy to his whereabouts for so long?
I thought he died.
Died? How?
There was a tragedy in that Orkney village. It was a grim May Day. Many newborns died.
Newborns alone? How, by Morgan's hand?
No.
I see. How Lancelot would have smited her. He could have saved you a deal of worry.
There was no way we could have known. Come. Let's to bed. I've dealt with Morgan Le Fay before. Nothing insurmountable there. It's the boy I'm concerned about. I do wish Merlyn would remain in the castle. He'd be able to make sense of this. I'll send for him after the meeting with the Round Table in a few days.
Oh. You have an heir.
So it seems.
If you find this boy, what will you do?
I will do what I can to make things right. I must be kinder.
All right, lads. I have procured a quest for the Orkney Company of the Round Table.
We'll see it done through bloody battle.
I am once again motioning against telling people we're knights from the court. It's illegal.
Oh, sod off, Agravain. Come along, you three. Just up this road a ways, there's a man who stole a woman's potatoes.
Oh, he'll taste my blade.
I think this dispute can be resolved with words, Gareth.
Whereabout does this adventure you promised rear its head?
We must strive to solve things peacefully. The wicked are quick to violence, honourable men deal in peace.
Too true, Sir Mordred. Too true. We shall feast in your name this evening.
You lot are no fun.
Sorry, Gareth, so says the king.
None of you are even slightly worried about getting in trouble for impersonating knights.
How would anyone in Camelot ever find out? What? The fisherman we fetched worms for Monday last goes to the king? My dear lord, them boys in Orkney disgrace your table with mealy worms. Off with their heads! We've been at this for more than a fortnight and nothing's happened. We'll be fine.
You never know for certain, that's all I'm saying. Like Mother always said, people talk. See that they speak no evil.
How is Mum, do you think?
She can take care of herself. I'm sure she's getting by.
But how is she?
Hard to say.
Don't be glum. She knew we'd strike out one day. She's probably enjoying her peace.
Mordred? That night when Father died, what happened?
I don't remember it much. It all happened so quickly.
You ran off into the forest and Mum followed. When you returned, she was different.
I don't know what happened, Gareth.
It's just that she was always kind to you. Always. And then she wasn't.
It was rather sudden, Mordred.
And what are you saying? That I did something?
No, of course not.
Let's speak of it no longer.
Why not? The person we grew up with disappeared in an instant. Why wouldn't we speculate?
The person you grew up with? You suffered no more wrath from mother after that day than you did from father.
I'm not saying I did. I'm asking these questions on your behalf.
I don't need that from you.
I told you not to speak of that in front of him.
I was just asking. I didn't think he'd get so upset.
Leave it. This is it. The thief is in this house.
Your turn to take the lead, Gawain.
Right. Hello? By order of the king, we demand you return the potatoes at once.
By order of the king? You sound ridiculous.
I'm trying to resolve this quickly.
The king isn't demanding anyone return potatoes. Just say the ladies sent us.
Didn't you say it was my turn to take the lead?
Stay where you are. Don't come any closer.
Easy. We mean you no harm. You've stolen something from the woman down the road. Return the goods to us and we'll leave you in peace.
I'm telling you, get back! I'm armed. Don't think I won't cut your throats.
With a wooden spoon? Sir, we don't want to fight you. Can you please just return?
God, this is taking too long. You've broken the law. Return what you've stolen now and we'll let you keep your fingers.
Mordred.
You think I won't do it, stupid boy?
Don't call me that.
Whoa!
Mordred!
Please.
You're a criminal. You prey on the weak.
I meant no harm. Here, take the potatoes. Take them.
We got what we came for, Mordred. Let the man go.
This is not our way.
You picked on someone smaller than you just because you could. You will be punished.
Please, good night. It was for my family. My 2 daughters have gone hungry for days.
I see no children here.
Let him go. The Round Table is called to be honourable and just. There is no honour in killing a potato thief.
They're starving. Please.
That was strange.
Were he a real knight, he'd be judged for this behaviour.
It's as if something came over him. He wouldn't listen to any of us. Let him cool off while we return these. I'll talk to him.
Right, everyone, settle down, settle down. Little time, much to discuss. Now, as our first order, I move that our French ambassadors relay the latest from our comrades across the border. Sir Geraint and Sir Bors, I trust your journey back to Camelot was uneventful?
Quite so, my liege. And even less to report from France.
Though whether that is a good thing or not is anyone's guess these days.
Let us take it as a good development. No news is good news sometimes, Sir Geraint.
Though, well...
No, nothing else to report, Your Majesty. King Philip is content with the current standing between nations.
But...
Nothing more to report. Moving on.
Why are we censoring our comrade, Sir Geraint? If Sir Bors has something to say, it is his right to speak freely. He has the floor.
Spit it out today, Bors, will ya?
Sir Lamorak and Sir Dinadan, that's quite enough. We will have order in this meeting. I'll not have my table devolve into chaos.
We lost the spine for that kind of fun years ago.
Exactly, my liege. I couldn't agree more. Moving on to the next issue, the questing beast has been spotted in the forests to the west.
Sir Pellinore, not this again.
It's out there! It's a rare creature, you know, with the body of a mule and the head of a salamander.
You're trying to talk about important things here, Pellinore?
The hunt for the questing beast is a Pellinore family tradition spanning decades. We've got to get him.
Pele, shut up. We're not even done addressing the first issue.
All right. Rein it in, gentlemen. So, Pellinore, I have been asking for years that you please refrain from bringing your family's unconventional tradition to this court as a talking point.
This is serious stuff, my lord. He'll look in your windows when you're down to nothing but your unders. Trust me, I know him.
Pelly, I'm not going to ask again. No more questing beast talk. Sir Bors, I believe you had something to say?
Yes, well,
Do you feel there is cause for concern regarding France? Please, speak.
Well, as Sir Geraint says, King Philip is content with current relations.
This is good.
But his court is becoming disillusioned, as is public opinion.
I see.
Nothing that can't be reversed. It's just...
There are those in France who view the English Empire as a sort of dependent in recent years. Equal trade of goods has dwindled. We get more than France receives, leaving providers of crops and other goods feeling almost as though they're being taxed. They used to hear stories of our knights being brave and formidable in battle. They don't these days. Many view the emphasis on de-escalation your lordship has adopted in recent years as a sign of weakening military power. Simply put, no longer are we the nation that invaded Orkney and bested King Lot in their eyes. Some might say it feels as though you and King Philip are merely saving face in order to...
Prevent further conflict?
make you appear less weak.
It would seem our French allies have misinterpreted our kindness.
Have they?
You have quite a lot to say this morning, Sir Lamorak. Go on then, take the floor. We'd all be interested in what you have to say.
I mean no offense.
We speak freely at this table. Go on.
Isn't it obvious, Your Majesty? As honorable as your quest for kindness may be, it dampens our empire's power. Allies and enemies alike do not take us seriously because of it.
What they think is of no consequence. We do what is right.
My liege, I will not argue with you.
But you would like to.
The French have it right. We are no longer the nation that conquered King Lot. The practice of kindness, de-escalation, peace, we are neutered by it. We used to be men.
Sir Lamorak, men do what is honorable. The executioner can swing his axe effortlessly, but whether he should, to determine if it is just, that is more difficult.
Sir Lancelot has it right. The world may choose might over right, but not here, not at this table.
That is not how the world wags.
One day he'll see that.
We will approach relations with France carefully. Anything else of note? Anything that requires attention? You see, that's a good thing. Peace. It may not be exciting stuff, but it is better for the nation. For the world, in fact. Continue leading by example, men. Dismissed. Lancelot, thank you for your supportive words, my friend.
It would break my vow to the table had I not spoken on your behalf. The men grow discontent.
More so with each day. It concerns me, but as long as we keep an eye on it, they'll fall in line.
They all believe in what we're doing deep down. Fighting their base impulses causes setbacks here and there, and nothing more.
I am thankful to have someone as loyal as you on this court, Lancelot. At the very least, I can depend on you. As well as, of course, my radiant queen.
Your Majesty.
My queen, you honor me with your presence.
Oh, please stand, Sir Lancelot. I am humbled to stand before the table's best knight.
You flatter me, ma'am.
I watched you at the fair last week. You were unmatched at the tilt. I've never seen a more thrilling joust.
It was good fun, ma'am. An excellent practice. I would that I could apologize to my opponent for knocking him around so much.
Why can't you?
Sir Grummer has been in a coma since the event.
Oh, my goodness.
I told him not to compete. He'd barely healed from the last head injury he received at game. But he was desperate to reclaim his former title as top of the tilt in our court. An impossible task when Lance is around.
You're something to behold on the field, Sir Lancelot. None compare.
I do my utmost to fight with honor, ma'am. Should that make me the best, I welcome that title.
The best indeed.
Guenevere, did you have something to tell me?
What? Oh, yes, that's right. Now that your meeting is over, don't you think it's time to send for a certain someone?
Yes, of course, that's right. I'm afraid I'll have to be going, Lance. There's been a concerning development.
Is everything all right?
It's... well...
Perhaps we should consult Merlyn first, Your Majesty.
Yes, I think that's best.
I understand, my king. Should you need anything of me, I will be there.
Thank you, Lancelot. I'll be in my study writing to Merlyn. Page,
My lord.
Ready a messenger for Argyle, the current residence of Merlyn? I'll have my message ready in a few moments.
Yes, my lord.
My dearest Merlyn, a situation has arisen here at the castle that I should very much like to discuss with you at your earliest convenience. My God Almighty! What? Merlyn!
Arthur, dear boy, don't startle me like that. I'm an old man.
Startle you? I was just about to... What the devil are you doing here?
You were about to send for me, were you not?
Yes!
Going to send for me, the boy says. Have you forgotten already that I experience time differently than you do?
I would really prefer if we didn't go over this again.
I was born on the other side of time, Arthur. While you go forward, I go back.
Merlyn, you've been saying that since I was a boy, and I still have no idea what it means.
It means exactly what it means.
Which is?
Don't think about it too hard.
Merlyn, I don't have time for this.
Didn't pay attention in your lessons either. It's a wonder Sir Ector kept me around.
Enough. If you knew I was going to send for you, then you know what's happened, yes?
Things with France are very bad, so I've heard, yes. That one friend of yours with the ridiculous name, Sir Lancelot, has been sticking up for you, correct? He's a good friend. A bit too good later down the line.
What? No, that's not what I'm talking about.
I told you back when you married Guenevere, I said, Arthur, marrying their princess won't solve everything down the line. And you told me not to fret. Well, here we are, down the line, and you're the one fretting. Funny how we choose our lot in life, isn't it?
Merlyn, what are you going on about? This isn't about France.
Has that Grummore chap died yet?
No, he's in a coma.
Oh, terrible news. I'm sure he'll wake up.
Why are you pacing like that? You're all over the place, man.
I knew you'd send for me, of course. I know not what for. I was overdue for a visit anyway. Perhaps a walk out on the pitch would do us both some good. What do you say? Come, take an old man for a walk.
Merlyn, Morgan Le Fay has returned. She came to me in a dream. She showed me something I need your help with.
Oh, well, to me, your more pressing subject seems to be your Knights of the Table Round. They grow restless, do they not? The quest of might versus right would grow frustrating to mortal men, you know. It's your fault, if anything. You chose a sorry lot with wicked impulses.
Merlyn.
That Sir Lamorak is going to make some sorry enemies. Mark me, boy.
What is going on? Why are you changing the subject?
Going back to France for a moment, I must say, you'll not cause the worse for your two nations. Take no heed of Henry IV's tactics, my boy, believe me. There will be strife. What's the longest war you've overseen?
Maybe a year?
No, it's going to be much worse than that.
Why are you acting like this? Where were you before?
And you worried about Guenevere's feeling toward your arrangement with her. Wait until his son...
Merlyn, stop. Sit down.
Don't sit me down like that. You know I have a peeve with being touched.
Will you slow down for a moment? You're fraught with worry, I can tell. What is it?
You're not the only one who's been having bad dreams, Arthur.
Morgan appeared to you as well.
She's always been proud. She wants vengeance for what you did to her.
Morgan and I have clashed many times. She's not my primary concern. She will be dealt with.
You should have taken her more seriously in your youth, Arthur. She is not the petty rival you think she is. When she's directed, she is a force. She excels not only in magic, but persistence.
I'll discuss it with my table when the time is right. I won't even have to face her. I don't deal with those things these days. I'm not worried.
Worried? About Morgan Le Fay? She is not the one you should be worried about.
Who then? She showed me something, Merlyn. A boy in Orkney, living with Morgause. I've tried to deny it, but I knew the truth the moment I saw his eyes. They were my eyes.
Oh, don't be poetic. You don't know that for certain. You take these ideas and run with them. You're a melancholic, you always have been. Since when does Morgan deal in truth?
So that's it, isn't it? That's what you're so anxious about. Do you know something about all this I don't?
Why must you ask me that question? Why can't you ask me to turn you into a fish or an ant like you did when you were a boy.
Merlyn,
I mustn't tell you. It must play out.
if your knowledge of what's to come can help in this situation, shouldn't you tell me? Please, Merlyn, advise me like you did when I was a boy.
I can't.
All right. I must do right by this boy. I must atone for the evil I've done. If I find him, I will do everything I can to make things right.
But
I must. It is the right thing to do. In the meantime, I'll inform Lancelot of Morgan Le Fay's return.
you won't stand up to her yourself.
I haven't raised Excalibur in years.
As the story of Camelot draws to a close, you will raise Excalibur yet.
Have you cooled off?
Did we get anything for returning the potatoes?
We did, but not much. A few pieces of silver, just enough to get some food.
Ungrateful.
We're lucky she gave us anything to begin with. Asking for money made her suspicious. The Knights of the Table don't do that.
Who cares what she thinks? We did her a favour.
Why are you acting like this? Your response in that house was entirely disproportionate.
That man threatened us, made excuses for his crime.
Mordred. He was just a poor man, driven to steal to feed himself. His children.
We didn't know that. Why he did it doesn't matter. He should be punished.
If we truly want to be like the Knights of King Arthur's court, we must be compassionate, even to those who do wrong.
Compassion. You say I acted disproportionately, but I don't think we took it far enough. He threatened to cut my throat. Perhaps I should have done unto him what he would have done to me.
Do you hear yourself? Does that sound like something a man of honor would say? A knight? Don't you want to be like them?
Just leave me alone, Gawain.
Is everything all right?
He still seems upset.
You too?
Agravain, Gareth, go back into town.
You all think you're better than me. Nothing's changed.
What is this really about, Mordred?
I think I know. It's Mum, isn't it? You've been in a dither since we talked about her earlier. You were just taking it out on that man.
You don't know what you speak of.
I agree. It's only natural, Mordred.
We understand.
No, you don't. Don't put yourselves above me. I'm not stupid.
I told you to let me talk to him.
What did I say? We all know it's true.
We were trying to show support.
You made him feel cornered. Just go get us some food. I'll talk to him later.
Come in.
Your Majesty, I bear news. You ought to... Monsieur, my apologies, ma'am. I was looking for Arthur. I hadn't meant to intrude.
No, Sir Lancelot, you needn't apologise. Arthur's been in his study for the better part of the afternoon. I'm not sure why. You're welcome company. It's always a pleasure to speak with a fellow Frenchman.
Yes, ma'am. English rolls off your tongue so easily, I sometimes forget where you came from.
Sometimes I forget as well, I'm afraid.
I've made you sad. My conduct here is most dishonourable. Please forgive me.
Lance, please, it's all right. I do not deign to speak on this subject. I love my homeland.
As do I. But I love England. My loyalty lies with her.
As does mine.
Though I cannot say I don't miss the rolling hills of Brittany from time to time.
It's been many years since I've seen the countrysides of home.
You seem disappointed by that, ma'am. Why not return? Forgive me, I'm out of turn again.
You are too fretful, Lancelot. Would that all the knights shared your kindness and discretion. Arthur would breathe easier. I became queen of the realm when I was young. It has been the greatest honour of my life. I'm glad that my union with the king could maintain a peace between England and France.
Yet, thinking of home makes you melancholy?
Now it is I who forget myself. To serve England is a privilege. To awaken every day feeling anything but gratitude would be sinful.
I've been among the ranks of King Arthur's knights for years now, and I still rise each morning unable to believe that I'm here. I revelled in the stories at the table as a kid. The tales of his court inspire hearts far beyond England. Men committing themselves wholly to fight for goodness. That gave me hope as a boy.
A man as good as you once needed hope.
Children are cruel and my face is ugly. The Knights of the Table Round gave me hope in humanity. The world is full of dishonorable people. I want to rise above that.
Arthur is lucky to have you, Lance. There is no man here comparable to your kindness, much less your skill as a warrior.
Adventure has been in no short supply. Being at the king's side, I'm fortunate.
I dreamed of that once.
You did?
Maidenhood is an adventure, or so I'm told. Forgive me, that is childish to say.
Do not apologize, ma'am. I understand.
I suppose you do.
One as beautiful as you surely would have been fought over by many a knight had you had the chance to be wooed. I mean that only as the highest compliment possible. Not, I hadn't meant... There is no man in this world more honorable than King Arthur. You are meant for him.
Yes, of course. I agree.
Jenny? Ah, Lance. There has been a tumult of strange matters today.
I actually came to speak with you. I bear news you'll want to hear.
Concerning what?
Rumblings from Orkney. There's been tell of 4 young men doing deeds for people throughout various settlements. They claim to be Knights of the Round Table. We thought you ought to know.
Should have cut his throat. Don't know what they're talking about.
Be at peace, child.
What? Morgan!
Your heart is heavy. I'm sorry.
Morgan? Where are you?
There is nothing wrong with you.
Where did you go? You were my protector. You disappeared.
You're right, my child. I'm so sorry. Someday it will all make sense. Everything that's happening now will turn you into the man you were meant to be.
Mordred?
No, no!
Mordred, are you alright?
Damn, why did you do that?
Oh, do what?
Oh, come back! Where did you go?
Who are you talking to?
No one. Never mind.
Are you alright, Mordred?
Don't talk down to me.
I'm not. I come not to fight, but to build the bridge.
Build a bridge?
Yes. Gawain and Gareth, they're being too harsh, too frontal. They don't fully grasp how much you've been affected by everything that came to pass with Mother and Father.
My life was completely different than yours, where none of you grasp it.
Perhaps not. You're clearly angry. No one can blame you for that, but we don't want to see you become vindictive.
I'm fine, Gawain. I don't need your pity.
Not pity, Mordred, no. The way I treated you as a child weighs on me heavily, as it should. All of us were terrible to you. I only hope you know. The way we were, that Father was, and Mother as well. It wasn't your fault.
It is of no consequence. I'm fine. I just don't think it's fair that you should have to live on the streets because of me.
No. Think not of that. We are glad to be out here. We're writing our own tales of glory. All for one and one for all, remember?
Just like the Round Table.
Exactly. None of us would have it any other way. Take my hand. On your feet, Sir Mordred. Others are in need of the Orkney brothers of the King's Round Table.
Where are you, Morgan?
Finally! Real danger!
God, boy.
Mind your technique, Gareth. This isn't practice anymore.
A bit more exciting than last week's potato thief, eh, Mordred?
I know a knight when I see one. You boys are nothing of the like.
Silence, criminal! In the name of the Round Table, you are under arrest.
You lot won't be arresting anyone today.
Whoa. Their armor, their horses. Are they?
Shh! Be quiet!
Indeed. You must be the 4 we've been hearing about.
You've heard of us?
Silence, child.
Impersonating a knight of England's court is a grave crime, especially for those of your ilk.
These men are bandits! We were defending these people!
Defending them. That's a laugh. You, with the black hair. You called them criminals as though there's any difference between them and you.
We were standing up for virtue, as you do.
An Orkney boy speaking to an Englishman about virtue.
A sweet sentiment from a foolish child. You are the same as these men you draw against. Scum.
What?
Drop your weapons and put your hands in front of you.
Where are you taking us?
Where all enemies of the crown face justice. Camelot.
Enter.
Your Majesty, I understand you sent for me.
Yes, Lance. Please, come in. Close the door.
Is everything all right?
There's been a development. I've been debating with myself as to whether I should tell the table about it or not, but I've decided against it for the time being. Only those I trust can know.
What is it?
Lance, Morgan Le Fay broke out.
Broke out? As in...
Yes, she's back.
How? We were so careful. We consulted Merlyn, made sure she couldn't.
I'm just as confused as you are. My initial thought was to bring the full might of the table down upon her as soon as we knew her whereabouts, but I don't think we can do that.
Why not? She's no doubt out for blood after all this time. We could make swift work of her.
Tensions are high enough. The men's faith in what we're doing has been shaken as of late. If they knew I failed to contain one of my greatest rivals,
things could fall apart.
I need your discretion with this matter. If possible, let's deal with it privately.
We've done it before. I don't see why we can't do it again.
I'm trusting you with this, Lance.
I will not disappoint you, my lord.
Morgan's re-emergence brought another development.
What?
Well, it's uncertain whether... It would seem that I have a...
Merlyn! Apologies. I was aiming for the doorway.
Is there no way to send a warning?
I sent a messenger.
No one came to me.
He was a badger. The guards didn't let him in. Ah, Sir Lancelot. It's been a long while. Has it happened yet?
It?
What?
You seem confused. I'll conclude it hasn't.
What are you doing here, Merlyn?
Our last visit left me wanting more. I practically raised you. Are you saying I can't visit you from time to time?
What's going on?
Do not take that tone with me, boy. I'll turn you into a spider.
I don't have time for this.
I'm sorry. You could say I'm feeling disheveled as of late. You see, despite my best efforts, I will soon fall in love and will be consigned to live in a hole in the side of a mountain thereafter.
What?
Yes, for a decade.
Am I missing context to this?
Absolutely not. Have you considered not doing that?
Oh, yes, I've taken many measures against it, but alas, all it's done is draw me closer to her.
Why are you telling me this?
I won't be at your disposal forever, boy. I won't be here to advise you through the dark times ahead.
What dark times?
My lord, Sir Dinadan and Sir Lamorak have returned from Orkney. They've brought the 4 impostors.
That's right. I nearly forgotten about that. Bring them to the table. I'll be there in a moment.
Or perhaps consider letting someone else handle this. There are many in your court capable of questioning these 4 children.
The children?
Adolescents, my liege. No older than 14.
Take me to them.
No, Arthur. Wait, but you're not listening, boy.
On your knees.
This is unbelievable. We're actually here.
Now is not the time to marvel, Gareth. Quiet, both of you. Let's not make this worse.
Will we meet the king?
For our own sakes, I wouldn't hope so.
I understand we have 4 impostors among us, and rather young ones at that.
There he is.
Shut up.
King Arthur. Wait.
Mordred, stop gawking.
Sir Lamorak, why are these children bound and kneeling before this court?
They are criminals, my liege. We are only treating them as such.
Untie them, immediately.
told you he wouldn't like that.
Just cut their bonds.
Please stand, you four. Now, what are these boys being tried for?
Your Majesty, these 4 criminals have been gallivanting throughout Orkney, claiming to be knights of this court for the better part of a month.
Though they may be young, they've proven to be dangerous. We've seen it.
When we found them, they were aggressing a group of petty thieves beyond reasonable measures.
That's not true.
Silence, child.
It was clear they were trying to wipe out the competition. They were, no doubt, preparing to ransack the settlements they were disturbing.
I thought they were helping people.
Yes, to gain their trust.
It was well planned, Your Majesty.
You think these 4 children were staging some kind of coup against small Orkney villages?
The evidence suggests so, Your Lordship.
Why, the only other creature I know capable of such dastardly deeds is the questing beast.
Pelly, not now.
One moment, you're curled up by a warm fire with the beast. The next, he's stolen all of your left shoes and half your grain.
Pellinore!
Silence!
You, what is your name?
Gawain, Your Majesty.
You?
Agravain.
Yours.
Gareth.
And you, boy, what are you called? Don't be afraid, young man. Raise your head and tell me your name.
Mordred.
You. Where did you come from?
What?
Orkney, my lord.
No, I know that. We'll continue these proceedings later.
What happened?
What did you do, Mordred?
I don't know.
Boy?
The moment I saw him, Merlyn, those eyes. Tell me, and tell me true. Is this boy mine?
Arthur?
Is this boy my son?
Yes.
Thank you for joining Secret Handshake for the 2nd chapter of Mordred. This series was written and directed by Elliott Brotherhood. The voices featured in this episode include Lilian Rebelo as Guenevere, Demetrios Troy as King Arthur, Seth K. Hale as Gawain, Mikkel Knutson as Gareth, Joe Boersma as Agravain, Max Pink as Mordred, Nicholas Sun as Sir Bors, John Brotherhood as Sir Geraint, Joe Picchetti as Sir Lamorak, Jared Hoover as Sir Dinadan, Matt Daniels as Sir Pellinore, Darian Goulding as Lancelot, Emily Holland as Paige, and Jim Pickering as Merlyn. Thank you for listening.